Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Monday. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Good to see you here with us on Story Time this morning, and I hope that you're ready for the stories that we have lined up for you. Thank you so much indeed, and I hope that the weather is kinder to you this week. I know it was hot in places. I hope you've been able to take care of yourselves, and also whatever weather conditions you're facing, be sure to check the weather too if you can before you head on out and see what you need to do. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. We bring back a favorite from Candlewick Press, and this one is called Around the Table, the Grandpa Belt. And this one is written by Melanie HEUISER Hill and illustrations by JAIME Kim. And of course, as mentioned, a big thank you to Candlewick Press for allowing us to bring this one here to Story Time. Well, not for the first time, and hopefully not the last. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope that you're okay. And please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And to those of you that are able to catch us live, well, welcome. And if you're not, you're catching us later on for the recordings, well, welcome to Story Time. Please leave us a message. Let us know you were here. And remember, too, that you can find Story Times live at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and of course 11 a.m. Pacific time for the recording, and then of course at your own convenience at storytimewithmrlamada.com, Storytime with Mr. Lamada on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Let us see today who is with us on Storytime, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Miles and Owen. Thank you indeed. And you say happy Monday. Well, happy Monday to you and yours as well. Thank you so much for joining in. And it is indeed a happy start out here in Oakland. I hope that this continues. Thank you so much for joining in, Miles and Owen. And of course, Kristen, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan in sunny and bright Illinois. And you say good morning. Well, good morning to you. I hope that you are well and of course enjoying school. Thank you so much for being here on Story Time, enjoying real school as you call it, right? Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Glad you're here with us, and excited for the week ahead. Good morning to you, Amanda West, as well. Thank you so much for joining us on Story Time. Good morning out there in Kentucky. It's a little cooler today, thank goodness, but we are watching the Grammy again and wearing matching tie-dye shirts. Oh my goodness, I love that. Watching with Grammy again and wearing matching tie-dye shirts. Thank you so much for joining in. That sounds amazing. Glad you can all be together at this time. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, Always a good time. Always a good time to have family around, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining in here on Story Time. So good morning to you, Kathy, as well, and of course, Ari and Megan out there in Kentucky. Thank you so much for joining us on Story Time. Good morning to you all the way out in Lusaka, Penelope MK Evanson. Thank you so much for joining in here today. And you say good morning, watching from Lusaka. Well, hometown Lusaka, representing right here. Thank you so much, Penelope, for joining us today on Story Time. Please let us know if anybody else is joining in with you so we can say hi to them as well. Sending you hugs all the way out there in Lusaka. Thank you so much for joining in. Where in Lusaka are you? Thank you for being here on Story Time. And indeed, I hope that you're ready for this beautiful book, Around the Table That Granddad Built, written by Melanie Heuiser Hill and Jaime Kim, and of course, read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Thank you so much for joining in here on Story Time. Absolutely love it. So, are you ready for today's story? Well, here it comes. Go, 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 though, before we get started. Grab what you need, bring it back to make this story time even better for you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you on the other side of this short break. Thank you so much for joining us on Story Time.
We're your kitchen tenders, and you're listening to Story Time with Mr. Lamata. One more time. We're kitchen tenders, and you're listening to Story Time with Mr. Lamata. Yay, Mr. Lamata! Yay, you.
Welcome back. That was Kit and Tenders indeed. And I always want to say chicken tenders. No, it's Kit and Tenders. And of course, you can join them and sing along to all their kids sing-alongs at on Tune Tales, which is their podcast that they do, and they redo so many of your children's favorite songs, and and just bring joy and fun. So be sure to join them, Kit and Tenders with Tune Tales. Thank you so much for joining in here on Story Time. Always puts a smile on my face. I hope that it does the same for you too. Here we go. Around the Table That Granddad Built, written by Melanie Heuiser Hill and illustrations by Jaime Kim, and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Around the table that Granddad built. Another way, I always want to say Grandpa built, not Granddad built. Melanie Heuiser Hill, illustrations by Jaime Kim, published by Candlewick Press. And a big thank you to them indeed for allowing us to read this one here on Storytime. This is the table that Granddad built. No. This is the table that Granddad built. Looks heavy, doesn't it? Looks sturdy. Well. These are the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. This is the table that Granddad built. These are the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Oh, I love those colors. These are the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are our plates, red, orange, and yellow. These are our plates, red, orange, and yellow. that go with the napkins sewn by mom, surrounding the flowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the plates. Red, orange, and yellow that go with the napkins sewn by mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the glasses from mom and dad's wedding. Oh, very special glasses, aren't they? These are the glasses from mom and dad's wedding. Set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Yes. These are the glasses from mom and dad's wedding, set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. Wow, there's some special items on this table today. These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. Blessed by the glasses from mom and dad's wedding, set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Yes, lots and lots of special items on this table. This is the squash that... Oh, I apologize about that. My alarm just went off. Apologies. 1 second. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, friends. My name is Christy, and I am the author of A Heart in the Sand, also known as Un Corazón en la Arena. Now, this bilingual book is about tesoros, or treasures. And something that I treasure is my friendship with Mr. Lamada. So I have a challenge for you. Share this story time with someone who you treasure, and we can all spread the literary love.
Oh, thank you, Christy. Saving me as always. Here we go. Back to our story. Apologies about my alarm going off. One more page. These are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. Blessed by the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding, set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. Can't stop laughing at myself now. This is the squash that took over our garden. These are the potatoes and peppers we roasted. And these are the beans overflowing the bowl. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Making me hungry this morning. This is the squash that took over our garden. These are the potatoes and peppers we roasted. And these are the beans overflowing the bowl. Oh my. This is the stack of toasted tamales. These are the samosas, spicy and hot. And this is the rice pudding we have every year. Oh my. If you were to make a special food for this, what would you bring? There's so much goodness. This is the stack of toasted tamales. These are the samosas, spicy and hot. And this is the rice pudding we have every year. Oh. I want to be a part of this meal. Invite me too, please. This is the bread, still warm. Yum, yum, yum. That grand baked. Ah, this is the butter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Yeah, yum, yum, yum. Sounds amazing, delicious. This is the bread, still warm. Oh my goodness, it's just a little bit of salted butter, the way I like it. The grand baked. This is the butter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Yum, yum, yum. Are you salivating just like me out here? Oh, yes. And here are the pies. I made this one myself. I see pecan pie there. I'm sorted. I'm good. What's your favorite kind of pie? Yum. For these hands, we hold for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared. We give thanks. Yes, indeed. For these hands we hold for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared. We give thanks. Around this table that Granddad built. We give thanks around this table that Granddad built. And that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. And I'll catch you on the other side of this short break when we're back for more story time.
Hi, friends. I hope you're enjoying today's story on Storytime with Mr. Lamata. I know I am. My name is Angela Dalton, and I'm the author of picture books, including If You Look Up to the Sky, Show the World, and Ruby's Reunion Day Dinner, all of which you can hear Mr. Lamata read right here on Storytime with Mr. Lamata. I hope you continue to enjoy today's story, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you indeed, Angela Dalton. Please do follow Angela Dalton at angeladarton.com and get to find out everything Angela Dalton, all brand new books coming up and lots of projects in the works. So I hope that you get to enjoy those. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. I was just thinking as I was looking at this, and just thinking too that it mentions in here, and particularly because I also have, like it mentions our Lusaka friend today, Penelope, joining us, of course, and just thinking where it says, napkins sewn by mom, and just realizing too that in Zambia, usually when we refer to napkins, we're talking about, diapers, say the cloth diapers. And so just wondering too, like what, making that connection and realizing too that sometimes we have to, make sure that the translation, everything translates. So just in case we're missing it, yes, we're talking about serviettes, right? paper towels, or yeah, like for you. But just wondered about that, what you were thinking, and I was just chuckling to myself as I was reading that. There was something else too that definitely caught my eye in here. But love it. So much great food, such a lovely book. And of course, too, I think just oh yeah, when it mentions pies, I know that in Zambia usually we're talking about the savory pies, and for sure for me, steak and cheese. Any day, please, if you're having some, let me know. But I love these words as well. For these hands we hold, for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given and love that is shared, we give thanks. Yes, indeed, we give thanks for this time we have together, for any day that we're here breathing. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I hope that you enjoyed the lovely story that we had. Pamela Courtney, thank you so much for joining in here on Story Time. Always appreciate you. And you say just a lovely. Chad Auntie's waving hello from a damp Nakitosh, Louisiana. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you had a lovely weekend. And indeed, I hope that we continue to enjoy times together around those tables, around those living rooms, around those spaces that we love so much, with people that we love so much too. Thank you so much for being here, and to everybody that was joining in. Well, this has been Story Time for today, around the table that Granddad belt. Thank you so much for joining us. Please join us again tomorrow as we bring you another favorite, this one coming back from Chronicle Books of San Francisco, and it is called If You Were a City. Come join us, and yeah, who would you be? What city would you be? How would you be? This one is written by Kyle McClare and illustrations by Francesca Sana. If you remember, Francesca Sana did bring us indeed My Friend Earth. She illustrated that one. And then, of course, Kyle McClare has brought us one of my favorites right here. Hello, Rain. I love that one so much. And she did that one in conjunction with Chris Turner. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Be sure to join us tomorrow if you were a city. But thank you to everybody that was joining in. Chad, and of course, Auntie Ann, Auntie Pam, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you indeed for being here on Story Time. Penelope, we hope that you have a wonderful time out there in Lusaka, heading towards the evening. Of course, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day and enjoy whatever you be up to. I hope you're enjoying some delicious nshima out there, just as we were reading in the story. Beautiful, beautiful times indeed. Thank you so much for joining us on Story Time. Good morning to you from Kentucky. And you're saying it's a little cooler today, thank goodness. But we are watching with Grammy again and wearing matching tie-dye shirts. That just sounds lovely. I love it. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that indeed you're able to go out on a walk or something extra fun. Thank you so much for being here with us on Story Time. Good morning to you, Amanda West, Sarah, and Nathan in sunny and bright Illinois. I hope that you have a wonderful day out there at school today. Thank you for being here with us on Story Time. We appreciate that we can still spend time together before you head on out. Thank you so much for joining us here on Story Time. Happy Monday from Miles and Owen. And of course, happy Monday to you, Christine, as well. Thank you so much, friends, for being here with us on Story Time. Oh, it's a sad part to leave, but of course we are back tomorrow with more Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and yeah, we'll see you here again. I hope that we all have lovely days that just that leave our hearts full, that are definitely to our hearts content. Thank you for being here. Hugs, hugs, hugs to each and every one of you. We give thanks. Thank you so much for being here with us. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. It's starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.